You're still watching the Eid al-Adha edition of Joy News Interactive. And now some other issues which we're talking about today. I mean, we've already discussed why we celebrate Eid al-Adha, or why our Muslim brothers and sisters celebrate it. And if you had the chance to choose your Muslim name, what would it be? And you can send us your comments on WhatsApp and on Facebook. WhatsApp is 0560800000. Now remember, earlier during the AM show, we were talking about celebrity endorsements of politicians, and a lot of your messages came in on that. I wouldn't mind reading a couple of them shortly, but you can keep on sending those in right now. Moving on to another issue, a rather controversial one at that, if you're an iPhone lover. Now, if you don't know, the current iPhone 7, the one which has a 256 gigabyte, space on it, stands about $849 if you're buying it fresh off, the tray. And that's about 3,000 Ghana cedis. A friend of mine did the calculations, and to him it came to several bags of rice and a lot of plates of jollof. So we're asking you on Facebook, if you were given 3,000 Ghana cedis, what would you spend it on? And your comments have been flowing in fast and furious. Great, right? I refuse to pay for the name, because apart from the name iPhone, I've not eaten, and the half-eaten logo, there's nothing special. But I'll do some investment, will it? And then Evans also writes, okay, so there's a little iPhone debate going on over there, which I'm not going to get into it because, well, I mean, I have friends who love iPhones themselves. Yeah. Evans writing that, okay, if you check out the specification of other phones that cost less than 1,000 Ghana cedis, so that is where he's going to put his money in. Opoku Bismarck writes, well, iPhones don't freeze. And Nana Wiafi writes, and they don't catch virus either, with the smiley emojis. Elvis also adds, I will not follow the trend of capitalization and fashion. However, I will rather opt for quality value with less expensive. Big Benjan says, well, it costs about £748 in Britain, and the problem comes in when you bring the exchange rate in. Robert Mensa is just agreeing with Evans, saying he's on point. Mami Sewa says, exactly my point, that is not a lot in Britain. Yao Manfa Sari writes, I will add another 1,005, making 4,500 to purchase land in Kaswa, since that's where I live and lands don't depreciate but always appreciate. And Carlos Binial says, is it not a phone? What are phones used for? Phones won't fly you to the skies. You can either build a house or a car. It will not feed you. Then Hilda writes, well, I will pay my brother's fees with that money. He's got admission to Legon, but we don't have the money. So this money, this 3,000 Ghana cedis, will go into his education. Meanwhile, Sarah writes, with 3,000, I can buy a new laptop for college, change my glasses and lens, and even buy new sandals for school. My kind of girl. Razak Kwame writes, well, come to think of it, I've always maintained that there is politics in an iPhone. Nano T. Burma writes, an iPhone 7. I guess that can give chop money and rent for me with just a snap of a finger. Well, it's worth the price though, but I'd rather have it as a gift, because I can't take my 3,000 out just like that. And the whole idea is that it was given to you. If you have 3,000 to spend for free, would you spend it on the phone? Elliot Amankwa writes, I'll dig the ground and put it there. And all those messages coming in concerning what you would do if you had 3,000 Ghana cedis to spend. Would you spend it on a phone, or would you spend it on land or investment? Another one here saying, wow, with 3,000, I will celebrate my birthday again. And that's Wilfred from Takrady. Richie from Somenya says, well, I will use it to support the political party of my choice to come into power. And, well, another one saying, well, with the 3,000 Ghana cedis, I will use it for an investment. Speaking of the names that people will choose if you had the chance today, since today is a Muslim holiday, Abindal writes, I will choose the name Sheikh Abubakar Siddiq Isa. Wow, that's a very long name with a very heavy title right in front. views coming in right now on, which name you will choose, how you'll spend 3,000 Ghana cedis free, a gift. And, earlier on the AM show, we were discussing celebrity endorsements of politicians and political parties. So let me take some of your views on that on WhatsApp right now. Well, there's a message here saying, in this part of the world, it's not really necessary for a celebrity to openly endorse a political figure. The celebrity will unnecessarily invite insults. And that's Emmanuel's point of view from Georgia. And for the choice of a name, Abdullah Mutalib will be the name chosen by Eric Edwards. Well, that's your WhatsApp name, or that's rather what you want to show me. And on the iPhone issue, or rather the 3,000 Ghana cedis that you can spend on anything, well, Charles from Hohoi writes, 3,000 on a phone. Some of the people will not know how to use the apps and other applications. It's a pity. Well, I don't know. You can always learn, right? Because, I use a pretty basic phone and I'm always learning how to use the apps every single day. KKJ from Cantonment says, if given 3,000 Ghana cedis, the money, I'll use it to pay my first fruits in my church. And then, okay, we have a happy Eid message from Vida inside Mampong to all her Muslim brothers and sisters. Bagman writes, I will choose the name Abdul Rashid if given the chance to get an Islamic name. And Jocelyn from Prestia writes, I will choose the name Khadija if given the chance to choose an Islamic name. I'm still trying to figure out one for myself, whether it should be Mariam, Salamatu, Hajiatu. I don't know. I'm still working out. I think I'll just get some ideas from all of you via WhatsApp and on Facebook. Hadi also wishes all Muslim brothers or sisters a happy Eid, and Sakara chooses Abdullah. Well, there's more on this 3,000 Ghana cedi issue right now on our Facebook page. Fusaini writing, I'm a graduate, I'm unemployed, inshallah. I think I will use this money to start a mobile money business. Richie writes, y'all will say this and that, but if given the chance, the money falls into your coffers, those plans you're mentioning would be the last on your list. Livingston says, I already have a land and I will use 2,000 Ghana cedis of it to buy chippings and the rest to buy 2 big tipper trucks of sand into it. Ike Chuku says, with the money I can start up a little business for myself, started on a phone. Within a year I'll be able to make enough money to buy any kind of phone that I wish. Benoni writes, buy a fixed deposit at the moment and plan comprehensively what to do next. Mawadem says, anyone who thinks this is too expensive is simply broke. Wow, that is a very interesting position to take. Alberto Williams says, I will spend it on the food. Kofi says, I will buy 100 copies of the Bible and share it among people in need of it. Nana Kwabena says, I will use it to buy motorbikes so I can go to school early and teach my pupils. Wow. Nana Yao thinks, at my level now, 3,000 Ghana cedis will be useful just for an iPhone 7. I see. Emmanuel's opinion is that he'll buy a Yam phone, start a business that can earn me more money, to buy more income to buy the iPhone 7. John believes he'll buy land, start building little by little, and he's asking, will you give me the money, please? Well, sorry, John, I hate to disappoint you on national television. Philip writes, I'm almost finished with my building, so I will use that 3,000 Ghana cedis to finish it. Praise will add it up to the small he has there and add it for capital for his business. And Pa Kobina Fletcher writes, interesting. This phone is very overrated with such high prices. Street Runner says, I'll hit the nearest bank near me and make some investment with it. That's all. Julius is wondering, do I look dumb to spend 3,000 Ghana cedis on a phone? I'll surely use it for something more reasonable. And Nadia also writes, if I'm given 3,000 Ghana cedis, I'll invest it into my business. Andrews is asking, well, join News Interactive, ask the poor that question and you get the exact answer that you want. But as for me, I will go ahead and buy it, just that I don't fancy iPhone products. Steve Magics, me, I can't think far, I can't think madness. I only think of buying club beer with all that money. Still getting some more of your points on Facebook and on WhatsApp on this issue. Here's one says, I will start my wig business again if given 3,000 Ghana cedis. King Mighty is writing, spend it on the iPhone, I can't think far. And another one here saying, I will use it for charity for the poor. Keep on sending those views and comments, WhatsApp and on Facebook. But whilst you're doing that, and after that remixed version of a very popular song, we're ending things here on Joy News Interactive this morning. Thanks so much for your company. Thank you so much for joining us for the holiday edition. But join us this evening again during Prime. Stay tuned on the Joy News channel for more great programs. Barakada Salah.